Hey there, my friend Brian King here. In recent days, I've received many comments from people who've private messaged me, seen me go through various life twists and turns, and say, Brian, you're so strong. I don't know how you could be so strong during this. I wish I were as strong as you, or even worse, I'll never be as strong as you. And I want to tell you right now, it's a whole load of crap. And please stop doing the comparison game. Please stop comparing yourself to me or anybody else. Because here's the truth. My being strong or resilient or whatever you see me as is the product of 47 years of not only going through a lot of shit, but actually working on it. There are so many of us, I'd say the majority of people, who put more effort into stuffing stuff away, emotionally, psychologically, not working on it, just shoving it away, and then wondering why they continue to have so many problems throughout their lives. It's amazing how people will waste life experiences that could build strength, but instead they shove it away and wonder why they keep taking the hits and get knocked on their ass and have a hard time getting back up. One of the things that differentiates me from other folks is that I don't stuff things away. I work on all of it. The little slights to the biggest heartbreaks. Doesn't matter how hard it is. Whether you don't have to have cancer like I did. You don't have to go through a divorce like I did. You don't have to be in a wheelchair like I am a lot of the time these days. You just have to work on the stuff that life gives you. Quit shoving that crap down and pretending it's not a big deal. You don't have to work on it. Out of sight, out of mind, whatever rationalization and excuses you use not to work on the stuff life gives you. That's what keeps you fragile. That's what makes it difficult for you to bounce back, is you're not using the opportunities that life's been giving you to strengthen you. It is so critical to work on all of it. And don't tell me, oh, but it's so hard, and I don't want to relive that stuff. With all due respect, give me a break. You are tougher than you realize. And the only way you can grow from emotions and grow emotional muscle is by feeling them, not by shoving them down. You've got to let yourself cry. You've got to let yourself grieve. You've got to go through it all. And I'm emphasizing the word through. You feel it so you can go through it. Working on this stuff is not about reliving it so that you can torture yourself. Like, I don't want to remember that time of my life. It was too hard. If it's too hard, you haven't done the work yet. I had this conversation with a colleague recently. Oh, no, actually, it was a client who we talked about how, let's say you lose a relationship, an old friendship breaks up, or it's a divorce, whatever it is, and you feel the pain of all of the losses before you just hitting you at one time. And she asked me, how do you prevent that overwhelm from happening? I said, you got to do the work. I said, you haven't healed the pain of those previous losses. That's why you're having overwhelm. So your solution is not to find a way to deal with the overwhelm. You need to prevent it. You need to remove all of the triggers that cause it. Go back and think through your relationships, and the ones that still bring up pain, bring up anger, bring up sadness, that means there's more work you need to do. And you can take them one at a time and allow yourself to have those feelings, ideally with some professional guidance if there was really some serious pain there that you're having a hard time letting go of. And you don't need to do this on your own. You don't need to be a solo act. It's just not needed in a world today with so much support, okay? But you need to go back through those relationships, and you need to get through it until you can no longer feel triggered, that you can look back at it and say, yeah, that was a rough time. Thank goodness I got through that. You're not through it until you're on the other side and feeling a sense of gratitude. Man, I'm so grateful I got through that. I'm so grateful for the lessons that I learned because of that. Thank goodness for that experience. That's when you know you're healed. And I don't care how hard it was. Because I know that there are some people who've had experiences I can't even imagine. But unless you want to continue to be a slave to your baggage, you got to do the work. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to be able to live beyond fear. That's how you're going to be able to find your courage. When you are so used to dealing with the hard stuff of your life that you develop all the tools, all the psychological and emotional muscle that you need to push through anything. That doesn't come from just being having the attitude. That doesn't come from just being a naturally strong person. That comes from years and years and years of working through crap and building the muscle to the point where you can look at life and say, bring it on. Not like you're hoping for this crap to happen, but because you know you can handle it. And by handle it, I don't mean shove it away and pretend it's not there. Handle it in that I can get through this. I have the tools for this. It might challenge me more than I've ever been challenged before, but guess what? I will build the necessary muscle that is required for me to get through this too. So that's the message, folks. That's what I wanted to share with you. This is so critical. I can't tell you enough. So please watch this again if you jumped in the middle, and then watch it again after that, because this is a critical message for you. And if there's somebody else that you know that could really benefit from this, please share it with them, because I'm sure they really need to hear it too. Thanks for tuning in, all of you. I really appreciate your time. This has been Brian. We'll talk again soon.